Time Carnage sounds like a boyhood dream on paper. You get to travel to the past and shoot dinosaurs, zombies, and skeleton armies with a slew of weaponry. The 10-year-old inside us would scream giddy at this, but dig a little deeper and things start to go awry. Developed primarily as a VR game, the Xbox One version of Wales Interactive's game had one significant problem to overcome: the lack of any virtual reality support. Unfortunately for players, very little change has been made to account for the lack of a peripheral, and this gallery shooter ends up being repetitive, tiring, and simplistic to a fault, squandering the idea amid a mediocre experience. There's very little preamble to this one. Time Carnage lets you jump between 4 historical eras and shoot anything in sight. A small text box describes a new frontier and shaping our movement, but there's no story to add to this. The campaign takes you across 4 time periods, each with their own set of enemies and locations. The 4th millennium showcases a zombie apocalypse. Mesozoic era naturally concerns dinosaurs. A futuristic 6th millennium sees you blasting hordes of robots, and the 4th century a slew of skeleton warriors. Before starting, you can choose 4 weapons to equip, and you can dual wield 2 and swap between with the press of a button, as ammo regenerates while guns are stored. Each chapter is divvied into 4 levels, tasking you with surviving waves in each. The campaign lasts around 4 hours, but some deep-rooted problems ensure it becomes dull long before then. Despite a wide range of foes, each force comes with repetitive archetypes. You face a standard version, a faster variant that is usually on 4 legs, a larger foe, and an even bigger threat like a T-Rex or ogre. The campaign never mixes, instead seeing you shoot the same 4 enemy types until you move on to the next era, rinse and repeat. This is compounded by seriously dry level design. While Time Carnage's limited movement can be forgiven as a quirk of the genre, every level lacks the necessary interactivity and ingenuity to remain in the consciousness for long. One area may be slightly more open than others, but aside from awkwardly placed red barrels, nothing can be used to your advantage or interactive with. They are literally set dressing for repetitive shooting that loses its luster long before the first chapter ends. Outside of campaign, there's 2 other modes of play. Arcade is perhaps the most unavailing, as while it allows you to freely choose maps and weapons, as well as what enemies spawn, it's simply more of the same, thus proving uninteresting very quickly. Challenge seems a bit more diverse, as 10 missions task you with overcoming certain limitations, while allowing you to unlock a slew of oddball weaponry, including an explosive duck launcher and Cupid's bow. These weapons can be fun for the interim, but the challenges themselves lack the challenge or longevity needed, as you can get gold rating for most of these on your first attempt. Couple that with a lack of competitive modes or even leaderboards, and you'd be lucky to scrape 10 hours out of this one.
Mission success. Time zone cleared.
Time Carnage is not much on the eyes and ears either. While a soft blur masks some of the technical missteps, stiffly animated creatures and physics-defying death animations leave a lot to be desired. Stutters and loading can also be an issue. The only pluses are a relatively clean HUD and some nicely lit levels. The audio suffers from uninspired music, which grows dull quickly, weak sound effects, including an odd cash sound when hitting a headshot, and pathetic monster screams. Needless to say, you won't need to bust out your surround sound or 4K TV for this one. Time Carnage could have offered some mindless fun, but unfortunately the boyish premise is completely wasted here. While shooting anything from giant dinos to overgrown zombies is fun on paper, incredibly dull level design and repetitive action somehow contrive to render this boring. Couple that with a lack of meaningful content, missing features which are standard for this genre, and a budget presentation, and this one isn't even worth the $9.99 it retails at. Even if the premise seems too tempting to pass on, you're better off leaving this one to do the time warp alone.
Time zone overrun. Mission failed.